passing of Pope Francis.
Metro Detroit in mourning, the leader of the Catholic Church dying at 88 years old.
His passing leaves us wondering, where will God take us next?
1.5 million members of Michigan's Catholic community waking up to this news.
He cared for the poor in the slums of Argentina before he ever was made Pope. It was part of who he was.
The Pope Francis Center in Detroit dedicated to continuing to make a difference.
I got a relationship back with both of my sons.
The pontiff's passing coming one day after celebrating with thousands on Easter Sunday.
Now at 5, a look back at the Holy Father's life and legacy. The remembrance underway and what comes next.
First at 5, a live look at St. Peter's Square in Vatican City. Right now, people in Metro Detroit and around the world are mourning the passing of Pope Francis, the head of the Catholic Church, remembered for his humility and outreach efforts. Thank you for joining us on this somber day. I'm Simon Shaquette.
And I'm Whitney Burney. The 88-year-old pontiff's life was dedicated to service until the very end. Cardinal Kevin Farrell, now the acting head of the Vatican, announcing the Pope's death with a heartfelt message saying, quote, his entire life was dedicated to the service of the Lord and of his church. He taught us to live the values of the gospel with fidelity, courage, and universal love, especially in favor of the poorest and most marginalized.
It was Pope Francis who appointed Archbishop Edward J. Weisenberger, the 6th Archbishop of Detroit, back in February. Now, the Archbishop will be holding a news conference in just about a half hour talking about the pontiff's life and legacy.
The Pope Francis Center in Detroit expanded last June, helping more people and families who are experiencing homelessness.
The Holy Father's birth name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, born on December 17, 1936, and his final moments spent at St. Martha House in Vatican City.
Pope Francis marked his 12th anniversary as pontiff on March 13th, just over a month ago, the 266th pope in the history of the Catholic Church, first Latin American and first Jesuit.
Worshippers remembering the Pope's abundance of love one day after his final Easter Sunday Mass. In his final message, the Pope once again calling for peace worldwide.
And we do have team coverage of the Pope's passing and the legacy he leaves behind, starting with our Mike Duffy. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Whitney. Hey, Simon. Now, it's, of course, as you already said, a sad day in Metro Detroit and around the world. Right now, reaction pouring in with more than 1 billion Catholics in mourning, many gathering in churches today to honor the Pope. A solemn service this evening in St. Peter's Square for Pope Francis, who died this morning in Rome. The faithful gathering, rosaries in hand, offering prayers for the pontiff. Bells ringing this morning at the Vatican to mark his passing. The giant bronze doors at the Apostolic Palace half closed as the Vatican observes the sede vacante period. The papal throne is empty. Mourners gathering to honor the leader of more than 1 billion Catholics around the world, including in his birthplace of Argentina, and at New York City's St. Patrick's Cathedral. His death comes just a day after Easter, when he celebrated with thousands of the faithful.
Buona Pasqua.
Blessing the crowd from the balcony and greeting them in his Pope-mobile.
Beautiful timing on God's part, and my sense was that he celebrated Easter yesterday with the faithful, and he's celebrating with Jesus Christ today in heaven.
In his final message Sunday, the Pope calling for peace and unity around the globe, urging an end to the conflicts in the Middle East and Ukraine. On Sunday, he also met with Vice President J.D. Vance, who says he was happy to see him. The pontiff was recently hospitalized for weeks as he battled double pneumonia. Pope Francis spent his life serving the church, making history as the first pope from Latin America and the first Jesuit. He's also credited with bringing a new wave of optimism into the Catholic religion.
Also, it should be a reminder to all of us that it's important that we live this life well, because we don't know when this life will come to an end.
Now, cardinals from around the world are making their way to Rome for the papal conclave, which usually begins about 2 to 3 weeks after the Pope's death.
So, Mike, what happens next? Who will ultimately replace the Pope?
Yeah, well, Simon, I want to tell you about that conclave. It's always shrouded in a little bit of mystery. The College of Cardinals, who are younger than 80 years old, will choose the next Pope. Electors traditionally meet within the next 15 to 20 days. They'll cast secret ballots inside the Sistine Chapel. 2/3 majority vote are required to elect the new pope. So it's only a matter of time. And of course, it's going to be a pretty intense morning around the world in the interim.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people had somewhat braced themselves for this, given his battle with pneumonia a few weeks ago, but still tough news to take this morning.
Many still stunned, some who believed he was improving.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike.